Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about stopping anxiety. On second thought, reality, you can't stop anxiety. You can reduce it so it becomes functional for you, so it becomes what it's meant for. For example, anxiety is a survival technique that keeps us in gear and on target in our life. One of the things that happens with anxiety is that you have a fight mode. In other words, anxiety, you want to get into a fight and try to fight it off. 2, flight, run away from it. Or freeze, don't know what to do, you just basically freeze, speechless. The other one is fawning, or overcompensating, or placating to get out of it. Now here's the thing. Functional anxiety, or I would say positive anxiety in a sense, is we experience that all the time. For example, let's say if you go to a movie. All good movies have anxiety. Doesn't matter which kind. For example, if it's a monster movie and heroes are hiding behind, you want the monster to pass by, it passes by, and there's a release of anxiety. And neurochemicals help make you feel better, right? The other situation is where, let's say, in a romantic movie or a really peaceful movie, you still have to have anxiety. Because is that guy going to ask that person out for a date or not? And when the person asks the person, and the person says yes or no, there's a relief of anxiety. All good movies, all good situations, even rides, exciting rides at a park, uses anxiety. It's a balance, a fair balance. Anxiety also is good for helping us accomplish a task. Some anxiety is good for accomplishing a task, such as studying or working or whatever you may be doing, a project. Some of it is a good motivator. The problem that we're going to talk about today is the one that becomes dysfunctional. And usually those are really in pretty much 4 major categories for the most part. One is general anxiety disorder. In other words, a general feeling of anxiety all the time, comes frequently. It just never totally goes away. It always lingers in the back. And some anxiety, you can't even figure out where it comes from. Panic disorder is part of the anxiety system. And sometimes people get panic disorders. Why? Where did that come from? My heart starts racing. I feel anxious inside. I start to sweat. And I feel like short of breath. Okay, can't figure out a reason for that. Another anxiety that's a general type is phobias. Being afraid of walking across the bridge and fear of heights, or fear of a spider, or fear of anything. Doesn't really matter, but the fear is not in proportion to the actual problem. The last one that a lot of people experience is social anxiety. Social anxiety stops a lot of people and they isolate themselves sometimes. And it can be all the way from self-esteem to making a fool of themselves, not knowing what to say because their mind goes blank, social discomfort. And that anxiety, social anxiety, happens to a lot of people. The 4 major types, again, are general anxiety disorder, panic disorder, phobias, and social anxiety. But you know what? There is hundreds of different types of anxieties. These are just the more common ones. And so now we're taking a look at the standpoint of anxiety. One of the first considerations that you may want to take a look at, if it's excessive or continuous or insurmountable, is you need to get a medical checkup. Because there's different parts of the body and the brain that can actually enhance or even cause anxiety. And it's not even having to do with any psychological reason or mental health reason. It's basically something's happened in the body and your body's being warned to take care of something. So that needs to be a prime thing to think about when you think about anxiety. But let's say the medical areas are okay. There's no problems with that. So now we have to take a look at the standpoint of how do we decrease it or stop it? Well, first of all, we have to identify it. We have to identify it, which we just did, if we can. If not, that's okay. But this part of the solution starts off with this. One of the things to do and to actually accomplish is to figure out the outcomes of the anxiety. Anxiety is not what you're really fearing, it's the outcome. What's going to happen in the outcome, in the relief of that. So if the answer is the worst case scenario, plan it out, whether it's imagined or perceived or otherwise real, discuss to yourself the worst outcome. The second thing to take a look at is the best outcome with that anxiety. What's the best outcome of what happens? And the third is possible compromises that you can utilize if there are difficulties. Once you have the outcomes, then you're more likely able to let it go, because you're going to use the outcomes and repeat them to yourself when you're using some of these anxiety reduction tools. So look at all solutions, responses to solutions, and either it's positive, negative, or neutral. Positive means it's going to be a good outcome. Neutral, it's not going to hurt me or not hurt me at all. Or negative, something is not good is going to happen. And you take a look at those factors. Now, from the standpoint of anxiety and the tools that we can use, oh wow, there's, some people have a different podcasts and YouTube and whatnot. You go to a different person, they give you different solutions. Well, you know what? Anxiety solutions are endless almost. There's so many of them. So if one doesn't work, there's plenty others. If you go to one YouTube station and I try these things, they're not working. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the person giving the podcast or the YouTube and not reaching your needs. You have to keep on searching till you find the right techniques. There's all kinds of techniques out there. And these are just the categories I'm going to mention to you, let alone within the category itself, techniques within the categories. We're going to discuss 3 of them today, but I'm going to list the other ones out. One is breathing techniques, grounding techniques, progressive muscle relaxation techniques, distraction techniques, movement and stretching techniques, exercise, finding and developing safe places, a balanced diet, 7 to 9 hours of sleep, challenging negative thoughts. Oh my, this is a lot. Schedule your anxiety. Focus on a hobby. Journaling. Discover when anxiety was born, raised, and how to get rid of it. You can also go to therapy. There's a lot of good therapists out there. But again, even therapists, you do not have to say, I went to therapy, it didn't work, because there's many different therapists. One therapist may not be the right person for you, but another one will be. So now, with all those different types of anxiety techniques, and we're going to go through them in the next video, okay? I can't go through all of it. We're just going to go through 3 of these things, and the rest of them we're going to go in more detail in the future videos. First one is breathing. Yes, this is a common one that everybody seems to tell you. Just breathe, relax, take a deep breath. Okay, in essence, they are correct. But there's different types of breathing, and we're going to go over those. One is diaphragmatic breathing. In other words, you breathe from the belly and basically your chest. You feel the air go down your chest, all the way down to your belly. In fact, you may want to stick your belly out as you breathe in the air so it feels the full capacity. Now, do it slowly. There's no counting to this, but very, very slow. In slowly, out slowly. The other one is if that feels uncomfortable and you need a little bit more feeling or sensation, there's what we call purse breathing. In other words, you breathe in and through your nose and you squeeze your lips together so you guide the amount of air that comes out. You have control. A lot of times with anxiety, we feel out of control. But if you focus on controlling your breathing, that's going to distract you from the anxiety situation, and you have control of your body. So you can purse breathe more difficultly or more relaxed. You decide which is more comfortable for you. The other one is more, I would say, mathematical. And this is the first one I'm going to give you. It's called box breathing. Box breathing is breathe in to count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can repeat that as many times as you want, but at least 3 times cycle. The last one I'm going to give you, which there's plenty more than this, is basically called the 4-7-8 cycle breathing. Basically, you breathe in for 4 seconds very slowly and deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4. You hold it for 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you release it slowly by 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. Those are 4 different ones that seem to hit all categories. But you know what? There's plenty more. There's plenty more breathing techniques. And that's just one category of working with anxiety. The next thing that we're looking at besides the breathing is grounding. Grounding. What is grounding? Well, grounding is give an example. Let's say you have a tall building and you actually have a lightning rod on top, a big lightning rod. And everything's fine, and the lightning hits and it goes to the lightning rod and all the way to the ground. It really redirects the lightning and the building is safe. If you don't have a lightning rod, the building catches on fire, explodes, I don't know. But our body has the same ability to do that because we are biochemical electrical. And so when you have grounding, you can put one hand on the chair or basically somewhere on the wall or on your lap. And the other 2 points is your feet. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor and you're grounding yourself. So thinking to yourself, all the anxiety, just let it flow out your feet. Flow out your feet. And you can actually feel at times it releasing out your feet. Grounding is very good because it actually gives you sensation, texture, and it actually redirects your emotions. That's the second one. The third one is progressive muscle relaxation. Okay, progressive muscle relaxation. It can be done with breathing, but mostly not necessarily so. You start off by relaxing your feet, then your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your waist, your hands, your forearms, your arms, your shoulder blades, your neck, relaxing your jaw, the jaw that basically from the standpoint that connects your head to your jaw, relax that. Relax your eyes, ears, and nose and throat. And as you do this technique, notice in your body where the tension is. Because where the tension is, that's where the energy is. And so if you find a spot that's tense, distract yourself from the anxiety, what's causing it, what you're feeling, and focus on relaxing that part of the body. That part of the body. So we actually got 3 different types of anxiety reduction categories, which there are numerous techniques behind them. The other ones I mentioned before, I'm going to do in the next video, a part 2, or I'll call it something. But for right now, let's practice with these exercises. I have a guest that I'm going to bring about. His name is Adam. Are you there? Hi, Adam.
Hi, Joe. It's me, Adam.
Well, the reason why I brought you on as a guest is because you have a lot of anxiety and you wanted me to help you with it.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay, is it okay if the audience watches this?
I guess.
Got anxiety there a little bit, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot, huh? Because that's being on the spot, and I see you shaking a little bit, and it seems like you're shaking more, but I want you to try these techniques and stop shaking, okay?
No, I'll try.
Okay, because they're watching you. I'm making it worse for you, all right?
You're
Okay,
not helping.
okay, I'm not helping, I'm sorry. Okay, so the first one is we're gonna do some breathing techniques, okay?
All right, let's try it.
Okay, so what I want you to do, basically, is what we call diaphragmatic breathing. In other words, you put a hand, well, it'll be difficult for you because you're so anxious. One hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. And I want you to breathe in very slowly until your belly is full and you stick your stomach out. Okay, try it now. And let it out very slowly. Awesome, very good. Very good. It's starting to work a little bit, and I got some more techniques. Okay.
I'm starting to feel a little better, Joe. Thank you.
Okay, you got it, my friend. Okay, the second technique gives you more control. It's called pursed breathing. And what you do, you can breathe in through your nose or your mouth, but what you do is you breathe in very slowly, and as you breathe out, you pucker your lips so you let out exactly the amount of air at the time you want it to go out. And if you need to have it more pressure, you could purse your lips even more. If you want more air faster out, you could unpurse your lips. So you're in control of your body and your breathing, okay? And I want you to think about your lungs and your pursed breathing as you do this, okay?
All right, Joe.
Try it.
Yeah, I like that.
You like that one too? Because you could choose either one of these. So the next one that we're going to do is basically mathematical, okay? And it's called box four breathing, okay?
Okay, let's try it.
And this one here I want you to breathe in slowly to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And release by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold again. And then breathe in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And relax. Okay, good. Excellent.
Yeah, I feel great, Joe.
Oh, you're feeling really good. I'm happy. Now, the other one, the last one, is called really a 4, 7, 8 breathing. Okay, so this one here, you're going to breathe in really slow, but make sure your lungs get full by the time of 4, though. Okay, all full by the time of 4. Okay,
Here we go.
okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now release when I count to 8. Slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe normally.
Yeah, that was great, Joe.
You feel better?
I feel good. Thank you.
You're not shaking as much anymore. You're not shaking at all.
Yeah, I feel a lot better, actually.
Very good. Very good. So I'm going to have more videos on this. And if you want to be part of it for the other techniques, I'll show you more techniques. And not any one technique is going to be the best one for you, and not any one technique is going to be the worst for you. They range. And I want you to choose as we go through these videos which ones you want to use the most. Okay, so you have a variety. You may want to switch up on them too, depending upon the situation.
Oh, thank you, Joe. That sounds great. Actually.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next one, huh?
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, everybody. Now we're looking at a situation where we're ended this video, and like I promised, Adam, that was Adam, we're going to do more in the following videos, and hopefully you'll be there. So take care. Have a good one.